What you gotta say?
What is good, people? We back at it. What you gotta say podcast with my co-host,
DJ Woobies, what's going on?
and I'm your host, Juwan, aka J Hawk. And today we got two special guests today. You want to go ahead and introduce one of our guests?
I mean, they can really introduce themselves. You know, these are the people who keep the lights on. And this is our first guest too, so we'll let them introduce themselves.
Hello, everyone. I'm Evelyn McGovern, the president and co-founder of Women of Colors, and that's with an S on the end.
Hi, I'm Vicki Hill, and I am the vice chair of Women of Colors.
Okay. Just to give them a little bit of background, you know what I'm saying? Miss Vicki, she do radio. That's something that I always wanted to do. And
So you did do radio.
Well, I'm still in the radio world, but in a different way. I'm doing internet radio. You know what I'm saying?
Still radio.
Yeah, internet radio. And just a quick question before we even get into the interview. You know, what made you want to get into radio?
Honestly, I never wanted to be in radio.
Yeah.
I was one of those people who always listened to a lot of music. And at the time when I was younger, I would just lay in the middle of our living room floor and put the big speakers up to my head because I like to hear it loud.
Yeah.
And I just constantly listen. But then later on in life, I was actually working at two different churches as their secretary. And one of the guys from W3 Soul called me, which is Dante Tucson. And he asked me if I would come over and voice a commercial. And I said, I don't even know what that is, and I don't know how to do it. So he said, come on over, I'll show you. So I went over, and I read for him this commercial. He loved it. He took it to his boss, Kermit Crockett. Okay. And at the time, there was a vacancy that I didn't know anything about. So I met with Kermit. He talked to me, hired me on the spot. 31 years later, I am still sitting in that chair.
31 years.
31 years.
That's almost older than me.
Thanks, Brandon. Tell me I'm old, okay?
No. I always wanted to know, how did you get into radio? We can start this interview now, and the reason why we here. Women of Colors. Give it up for Women of Colors real quick, you know.
Yeah.
Speaking of a long time.
Yes.
It started for you. I was almost not born when.
Well, hold on. Before we get into Women of Colors, let me first let the audience know that the co-founder of Women of Colors is my mom, Evelyn McGovern.
Uh-huh.
And I'm still curious, even being your son, what got you started doing this in 1993? What idea popped in your head was like, you know what? I'm about to create this organization to change the city. Had me out there at 5 years old marching in the south side of Saginaw holding signs at 90-degree weather.
You remember?
Yep.
Well, it wasn't really an idea or vision that I had. It's similar to Vicki. And I realized a lot of people, they find their way or their purpose in life by tragedy or something that happened traumatic in their life. And so for me, it was when we were in a car accident, a fatal automobile accident with my mom, and she passed away. And I fractured my pelvic in 5 places and had to learn how to walk all over again. So that took me like 5 months. So I had a lot of time to soul search. I was mad at the world. I really had given up on life, to be honest with you. So that's when I found a flyer from the Neighborhood Renewal Services looking for women in the community to make a difference. And I said, well, I need to do something. I can't stay here in this hole, and I got to find my way out. So I went to a meeting. Our first meeting was on Potter Street. Never been to this club ever before in my life, but it was a group of diverse women from different backgrounds, and we came up with the name Women of Colors. On the end of colors is the S. Because that signifies all women from different backgrounds. No matter where you come from, you matter. And so I just embraced it from that night forward. It just, something sparked in me. And here I am, 32 and a half years later.
So that just proves to everyone that you can turn your pain into purpose.
Into purpose, I exactly did. And I honor a lot of work I do to my mother, because had she not passed, who knows? You know, I don't know if I would be in this business. You know what I mean? So, you know, you never know why God does things the way he does. But you know.
He works in mysterious
He
ways.
does. He definitely works in mysterious ways. So that's how I became the co-founder, because it was a host of women that helped found this organization. I don't even know most of the women.
How many do you think?
At that meeting, it had to have been like 25
Holy
women.
smokes. Okay. Because
And
I was
some-
asked that earlier. They was just like, how come she said, well, someone asked, how come it says that you're a co-founder? Who else co-founded it with you?
Right, 'cause-
and I never knew the answer. I was
Right. It wasn't my ideal alone.
Okay.
And it wasn't anything I planned. And we didn't, believe it or not, we didn't have a dime when we started. I didn't have a vision. I didn't have a purpose. I didn't have nothing. All I know is I wanted to give back. I wanted to feel better. And the more I gave to my community, the better I felt about me and the work we were doing.
So you were basically looking for a purpose. You felt like there was a hole in your life, and Women of Colors was gonna be that thing to fill it.
I didn't know if it was or not, but I know how I felt once I started getting involved. I felt better. Yeah, and it wasn't about me; it was about others, and that's how you really find out what life is all about. It ain't all about you all the time. A lot of times you got to focus on other things to find out what life is really all about.
Yeah, that's true. And now, Miss Vicki, you came and you gravitated towards Women of Colors. How was your role, and how did you evolve with your role in Women of Colors?
Well, when I met Women of Colors, of course, like I said, I've been in radio 31 years. They were doing an event over at it was the Civic Center at that time. That's what it's called, but now it's the Dow Event Center. And I was there, and I was doing a live remote, and I walked out into the lobby where they had all their displays up. So I began to just look around at the displays, and I'm that person that always feels like there is much more I can be doing. Even though I was doing a lot in the community, I was on radio, I was emceeing all over the place, but I always have that burning desire to help more, to do more. And so I kept looking, and I started asking questions. I wanted to know what they were all about and what they did. So that kind of aligned with what I feel is my purpose, and which is helping someone else, to the best of my ability when I can do so. So I thought, let me go check this organization out and find out exactly what it's about. So I went to a couple of meetings of theirs and decided, this sounds like something I'd like to try, I'd like to do. So then I just became a member and I joined. And that's how I got started. Now, a little bit later, I didn't come on as vice chair, of course. I was just a regular member. And then I was nominated for Woman of the Year through Women of Colors. And then it just kind of evolved where they were electing a vice chair. And I was nominated and I accepted.
How'd you get Woman of the Year? What'd you do?
I was just me.
Because you're very impactful in the community, so I could see how you could have just, just got it. Well, I think when you get Woman of the Year, they base it off of like all your years,
all your things that
everything
you've done. Yes, all of your
cumulatively.
community services, how you've given back, all of that stuff plays a big part in any type of an award of any sort that you get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, so here's a good question for both of you. What's, I guess, something that was a huge impact that you knew, man, me being part of Women of Colors had made such a huge impact? What was that moment or realization you two came across over your whole 32 years or however long you've been with? How long have you been with Women of Colors?
About 16, 17 years.
Oh, yeah. So almost 2 decades, 3 decades worth of experience. What was like that impactful moment that was like, man, I'm doing something?
I think the coat drive, giving hundreds.
Which one?
The Warmer Child for Winter annual coat drive, because we've been
drive.
giving away coats since 2017.
Okay.
And
That's a flex. That's a flex.
right, and so now we're to the point to where we've given away almost 1,000 coats every year within 3 hours time
Within
frame.
3 hours.
3 hours.
Whoa.
And I had one parent call me, and she was telling me how we had how we've helped her family so much, and she follows us, and she makes sure she comes every year, and it helps her family out. How tremendously it helps her family, and we do surveys. Every event we have, we generally do surveys, and we get input, and just to hear what the people say and the encouragement that we get from hearing the kind words and and just people we see and just in passing, they let us know impacts that we've made on their families. And now a lot of the young girls and boys that we used to mentor, they're grown and have kids, and it's just
Oh yeah, yep.
unbelievable.
Seen a few of those.
Right.
No, I definitely want to commend Women of Colors on tapping in with the community. Like y'all, like just one of the few groups or organizations that really tap into the community and give back. Because Saginaw, where we from, is not a lot of that no more. Like me growing up, it was a lot of stuff going on. Boys and Girls Club. Where we used to go at for Michigan.
Pays.
Pays, yeah,
Pays.
pays.
You know, we used to go to these spots and stuff to, just interact and be a part of something. But now it's like the kids, that's really why I feel like it's a lot of different stuff going on now, because kids don't have nowhere to go or nowhere to
Absolutely.
be creative, nowhere to just be themselves. No, they feel like they got to fall into the trap. So I do commend Women of Colors for really, really tapping in and getting that feedback. You actually care. Women of Color actually care about what's going on in the community and stuff like that. So I do want to commend y'all on that.
And I would say I agree with Evelyn. The coat drive is definitely a big one for me, and more so of a personal story, because as a young child, my mom had medical conditions, so she wasn't able to work. So we didn't have a lot of money in the household. So we had to wear clothes from our cousins and our neighbors and that kind of stuff, the hand-me-down stuff. And there were times I can specifically remember, it was either junior high or just the very beginning of high school that I was in. And I was wearing, I thought I was cute. I was young and, I thought I was really cute. And I had this quarter-length jacket coat on with the fur around the collar. It was green suede and the fur around the sleeves. And I thought I was really good. But I had to walk to the bus stop, and I had to wait for the bus every morning to take me to high school. And I was freezing because it really didn't have a lining in it. There was a woman at the church, which is actually related to Evelyn, and her name is Zelma Chapman. Okay. And she was my godmother, and she saw the need. She saw that I needed a coat. I was absolutely freezing, but I was, sometimes we do things because we look cute.
I bet that neck wasn't freezing, though. You had the fur on the neck.
Right? I was freezing. So she and her son came to my house one Christmas Eve, and she brought me a present, and it was a huge box, and I didn't know what it was. I opened it. It was a coat that went all the way down to my ankles, and it was thick, full of fur, and it kept me warm. So that's what made a difference. I wanted to be like her. I wanted to be able to supply the need to somebody else who needed something. Yeah. And I was one of those children. So when I see children come to us for the coats that we give away, and I see the need, we see the need, we want to try to fill that need as much as possible. Yeah. We can't do it for everybody, but we can do it for as many as we can. Yeah. And it makes it's a reward all by itself. It doesn't have to be that you tell me thank you. It doesn't have to be that you give money to support the next. It's the fact that I was able to help you, and I saw that your kid needed a coat, and even though that child may not complain that they're freezing cold, and the parent should know better, but the parent might not be able to supply that need. So we are there trying to fill in the gap. Yeah. We are trying to help in every aspect that we can. That's our reward. When we see those kids leave with a smile on their face, knowing that they're going to be warm. And we've had people walk to where we are to get those coats because they didn't have a car. So we know there's a need there. So that means a lot to me. So personally, I love it. I love the fact that that's what we do in our community, that we are helping the kids in that aspect. And we help them in other aspects as well. But this one is huge. And as Evelyn said, almost 1,000 coats every year. I shop all year round.
That's major.
All year round.
That's major. That is
you
definitely
know what's
major.
crazy too about the coat drive is I've worked quite a few of them, either as a videographer or just help passing out coats or whatnot. But I've seen like once all the coats are gone, like people are still pulling up, because they want that coat.
Right.
And sometimes if they don't have them, they'll take down names and be like, "Hey, when we get some more, we're gonna give you a call." Right. Or I remember one kid, he was really trying to get a coat and they didn't have his size. And he was kind of upset. And so they took his name down. Was like, we're going to get you that coat.
Yeah.
And they figured they got his name and number, and that kid got his coat.
Absolutely.
It may not have been that day, but
Absolutely.
they always make sure they,
Absolutely.
you know, I've even seen some come out of pocket to get coats. So I'm
Absolutely.
Well, listen,
That's-
I got 5 kids that's ready to receive anything that y'all. No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
Like,
No,
y'all
y'all
go
definitely.
above and beyond, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, definitely a pillar in the community, man.
Yeah.
Women, shout out to women of colors.
And also our community forums are awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome.
Talk a little bit about it.
Yeah, which one you like? Because I know you have Stronger Together
Well, that's a support group.
support group.
But the community forums consist of how I overcame. That's women telling stories
Yep.
about life challenges and how they became successful in spite of whatever barriers they faced.
Yeah.
And then you have I'm Still a Man, where the men, they have stories too, believe it or not.
They absolutely do, because you guys are taught to be strong. You can't
Yes.
cry. You got to be
it
that
bottled
pillar.
up. Yep.
Yeah, bite your lip, whatever it takes to, not let your emotions out. But we know that you have feelings. You're human.
Right,
We
right.
know that you have struggles. You didn't come out being perfect
That's
and
right.
having
You
professional
cry.
jobs. Absolutely, you cry. So, and I feel like men don't talk about it enough. But if
Mm-hmm.
1 man, 2 men, 3 men are talking about their struggles
Yeah.
and how they got through, it's going to encourage the next set of men to do the
That's
same
right.
thing.
That's
It's
right.
going to give them the courage to say, hey, I can do this. I can tell my story and not be ashamed, not be embarrassed, but then tell how I got through that.
Right. And you know what, Vicki? I'm so surprised how transparent the men have been. that's
I
been
am
on
too.
our-
And I love
Oh.
it, because you need to be, and that's one of the
Wow.
requirements. You
Yeah.
need to be transparent
Yep.
and completely honest about everything. Just be transparent.
Oh yeah.
It works.
I feel like once you have a group of men together, and like when I get with some fellas and we just start talking, like once one is able to open up, everybody else be like, all right, so this may be a safe space. And open up.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So it gives I feel like that
Right.
forum was a safe space
It's a
for us
safe
to go
space.
and kind of
It
like,
is.
Yeah.
Right.
just hash out like
Right.
our day-to-day struggles as men that,
That we don't know anything
Yeah,
about.
don't know
I'm
anything
sure
about.
you guys talk about it in the barbershops.
Yep.
Barbershop talk.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So yeah, and women do the same thing at the beauty shop. We talk about all kinds of stuff. So
Oh, yeah.
all right, you're sharing with them. That's just a small group of people maybe that you see every
Yeah.
week, every other week. But when you can put your struggles out there and show how you got through them,
Right.
your story
Can help
can
somebody
become
else.
somebody else's survival guide.
Yeah.
100%.
Now this big old ball of therapy. Where can say it's a guy watching right now? Where can he go and sign up or register to be a part of the man? What's it called?
I'm still a man.
I'm still a man.
I'm still a man. We do a forum at the end of every month. That's how we do it. We kind of rotate. How I overcame is for women. I'm still a man would be for men. So if there is somebody that happens to be listening, looking, and you want to be a part of that forum, contact me or Evelyn, and we will definitely call you back and we will talk to you about it, and then we'll get it all set up.
There we go. So any men out there that feel like they ready to be a part of a safe space, women of colors.
Yep. We got
Reach
a
out.
website. I'll post it on the screen somewhere so y'all can see it. It'll be on the screen somewhere for you to see it. But
Absolutely.
check
Yeah.
it out. Phone number womenofcolors.org. And right across the street from Kempton.
That's right. That's right.
What school you went to, Kempton?
Yeah, man, right across
And
the street.
another program that I'm really proud of is the Stronger Together chapter in Saginaw.
We gonna need you to grab that mic a little bit.
Yeah. What's
Stronger Together.
There we go.
in
There we go.
Saginaw.
Yes.
It's a support group for families that have loved ones that have addiction, any type of addiction. It could be shopping, but the most people that attend is for
Food.
substance use or alcohol, and yeah, it's a 12-step program, just like the AA has a program. We have a 12-step program to help families, but it's not for the person that's addicted, the family members or friends. That's who
Oh,
it's for.
that's a different approach. So
That's right.
the people around the addiction.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a different approach
Because
for
they need that support as well.
Right.
We're
Yeah.
supporting the addicted person.
Right,
But
right.
What about the person that's already taking care
Right.
of that addicted
'Cause you
person?
go through it
Because they
too.
need
Yeah.
something
Because
as
when
well.
your family hurt, you
you
hurt.
heard. Yeah, for sure. Oh,
So
that's a
you
different
need-
approach. I
you
like
need
that.
support just like your person that's addicted needs
Yeah,
support.
yeah.
They need their own and you need your own.
Absolutely.
So, look, I said, we meet the second and fourth Tuesday of every month. I mean, I'm sorry, the first and third Tuesday of every month.
First and third Tuesday of every month. Okay,
Every
that's
month
what
at
I
6 o'clock.
Where you guys
Now,
do that here?
At our office
At the office,
location,
okay.
3057
And who's that
Davenport.
open to? They have to sign up in advance or just
No, just come.
Just
come?
show up.
Oh, okay.
Just
So
show
y'all
up.
heard it. You could just show up.
3057 Davenport.
There it is.
Okay. You got another question?
Yeah. So I got one for you, Miss Co-founder.
Yes.
So over the last 30 years, you said you started Women of Colors because it was therapeutic for you.
Yes.
But now that you've essentially had your therapy for the last 30 years, how has it grown your leadership skills and, just running a nonprofit? What were some of the biggest roadblocks you say you came across?
Well, I'll tell you this. The first 4 years as a member of Women of Colors, I never saw myself as the president of anything. Never, ever. Never. I just wanted to be a servant. So
you just wanted to work in the background?
I just wanted to be in the background.
Yep.
Just like I do now, really.
No, you ain't in the background.
But I want to be.
She running all over.
But a lot of times what you want and what God has for you is totally different. Mm-hmm. So I'm trying to be, no, I ain't trying. I'm being obedient to what God has led me to do.
Good.
And he's led me to stick and stay. And I stick and stayed when nobody else stick and stayed.
That's your coin, huh? Stick and stay.
I'm the only remaining original member.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're the only original.
But I never thought
from the group of 20.
Really, I guess my self-esteem was so low that I never thought I could do anything like what we've done.
So what changed your self-esteem? What was that point where? Because I remember you saying 10 years ago, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna get my own building and stuff like that." And you didn't even have a building. You was at the church, I want to say, by the
I
police
was
station.
dreaming.
Presbyterian.
Presbyterian Church, yep.
Right.
I was just like, man, we in the basement.
Right.
But
I don't know. I just was motivated. Everything, women of colors just gave me, I don't know, enthusiasm. It just built up my self-esteem, my self-worth. It made me, and then I
know what it is. So for you, doing this doesn't feel like work. It feels like purpose.
Right. It feels like a purpose.
Yeah.
I know it's my purpose.
That's probably
and I didn't realize that to
Okay.
really, believe it or not, so it's been 32 and a half years, maybe 15 years ago. I realized I was living my purpose and I didn't know it. When I started thinking about it, you eat and sleep women of colors.
Yep.
365 days out of the year. What else, other than having my children, what else was my
I mean, hey, I feel you. I definitely feel you, though. I
had to realize it. Then I embraced it, just like I finally embraced being the president of this organization for like 28 years now.
That's how long?
I've been the president.
Oh man!
And we have elections every other year, every 2 years.
She's been the president 20
and
years.
They don't want to let me go yet.
You do a good job. From the outside looking in, you do a great job. So we commend you. Now we gonna stay at challenges and achievements. Yes. So in 2022, you got 200 bands for a grant, right?
200 what?
200 bands. 200. Okay. So you got it for a grant, and talk a little bit about the grant and the impact that it did on Saginaw County.
Wow.
The Michigan Health Endowment.
That was definitely our biggest grant.
200,000.
Well, I wouldn't say our biggest, but it was
Hold on now. Hold on.
Think about that. Because Mid-State Health Network has supported us since 2017.
Mid-State Health Network.
Who?
Providing Mid-State Health Network. Yeah, they help support. They support our substance abuse prevention program.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they provide the trainings. They financially support our trainings for our and facilitators to teach.
Oh, they believe
evidence-based programs.
But the Michigan Endowment Fund is
the 200
Michigan Health Endowment Fund they donated specifically to figure out why people of color are less likely to receive healthcare services once they go to the emergency room in a hospital. That's why they are written. They wanted us as a grassroots organization to find out why.
That's when you guys did that huge
Right.
survey.
Yes.
Right.
With the
And
city.
so we canvassed the city, and we did listening sessions. We did listening groups with individuals
Interviews.
and groups, and then we did online surveys to try to find out why
Yeah.
firsthand. You know how a lot of times you see surveys, you wonder how did they get that? He never heard that, but they actually,
And face-to-face interviews.
Yeah.
We did
Right.
face-to-face
They did
interviews.
face-to-face, yeah.
right.
So we actually talk to these people that are having all these issues.
Right. And a lot of it, we dealt with mental health issues. We dealt with substance use issues.
Suicidal.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like
So
y'all,
they funded that
So
whole
for-
research project,
Right.
basically. Because it was a research thing, essentially.
Basically, like
Yeah.
a research. They didn't want to
They
call
was
it
like-
that.
They didn't want to put
Participatory discovery project
well,
is
like, that's a
basically.
good way to cover that up.
Yeah.
Right. 'Cause I'm big fans
We're
of
gonna
words.
figure out, we gotta come up with a way to analyze these people without them
Right.
knowing they're getting
Discovery. We
analyzed.
discovered, which they already knew,
Yeah.
but they really wanted to know from us what they already knew, I think, basically.
yeah, that's
And
just
so
another.
now they gave us another $200,000
Yeah.
to fund. We have peer support specialists, and now they're certified.
Yeah,
And
the ones
we
that work in the
have
hospital?
Right. We
Okay.
have two advocates at My Michigan that work in the ED, and we have two peer support specialists that work at Saginaw County Mental Health Authority, and they help with individuals with intake at Saginaw County Mental Health, and they navigate, make sure they get all the services they need. And they follow up with them if they don't hear from them in 7 days, 30 days, 60 days. Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Like I said, that's just another example of y'all just pouring into the community. Like y'all taking y'all resources and pouring it into the city, man. That's dope. That's dope. You had a question. I didn't mean to cut you
know what I
off.
was thinking too, like at the beginning of this, when we started this, I was like, I never asked y'all what exactly, because a lot of our viewers are going to be like, what is Women of Colors? I hear of it because I've had people tell me, oh, I've heard of Women of Colors, but they're like, what do they do? I'm like, man, what don't they do is my question. That's what I reply. So if someone was to ask you, hey, what is Women of Colors? What would you tell them?
I'll tell you what I think, but I want to hear what Vicki say. What do you think?
Well, I hear it all the time too, and I was just a vendor at for a back to school rally, and I had people stop up, and I say, "Have you ever heard of Women of Colors?" No, I said, "Well, we've been in this community for 32 years working," and then I began to tell them all about what Women of Colors is. So when I first started in Women of Colors, it was always we were empowering women. Well, we went beyond empowering women. Then we started bringing into all the different programs that we are actually working right now.
Yep.
So I tell them about the different programs that we have, and which is our prevention. We talk about that. We're teaching in 4 to 5 different schools about Botvan life skills. We're teaching in the Emmaus House and the TRICAP, those places where the men and women have come from jail, prison, and now are in halfway houses. RCO is another one. Holy Cross, we're out there at the Compass Center. We in the juvenile center, the juveniles that are mandated to come to us by the court. So I tell them all about the things that we do as far as how we're teaching the life skills. We're teaching the prevention of drugs and alcohol. I tell them about all of that. I tell them all about the other programs that we have, which are our forums, which are we have so many things that we do. We can't be put in a box. Because we're not in a box. Because we do so much more, and I don't mean to offend anybody, but we do so much more than other organizations that I've seen.
Yeah.
Because we have so many things that we do. Not that they're not doing great things, because they are, but we have our hands in literally so many other things, and it's all working well. So Women of Colors is an organization that gives back to our community, who wants to help our community in whichever way that we can.
Yep.
We are not in a box. I can't pinpoint and say we only do this, because that's
Yeah.
not true.
Yep.
So what I'm going to tell you is we give back to our community. We are helping our community the best way that we can.
Inside out is what you say.
We are loving. My slogan has always been, we are loving our community from the inside out.
Inside out.
From our heart on out.
Yeah.
That's what it means.
I
And
like
that's
that.
Yeah.
exactly what we do. And that is my slogan for Women of Colors.
Man, I like that.
Yeah.
You good? Oh, I'm just ISO and people, ISO, giving
that's
them
good.
so it
That's
sound
good.
better with the audio and stuff like that. And when she was talking, noticed, I don't know if you noticed,
Yep.
Yeah,
I like
it was
that.
just her. But
good.
yeah, that's definitely the outlook that I have. She definitely touched on everything that I have. So we waiting on you. What do you think, or what do you feel like women of color? Like, what is that to you? Like, what is women of colors to you?
Yeah.
To me, it gives hope. It gives hope. And it's an example of what faith looks like. When you have faith and don't worry about tomorrow or next year or whatever. Just live for today and make the best of what you have. Don't worry about what went wrong. Just make it right if you can. If you can't, ain't nothing you can do about it. So to me, it has definitely been a beacon of hope for me for 32 and a half years. And it still does to this day. It still doesn't, well, I can't say it don't feel like a job because there's a lot of paperwork, a lot of work you have to do now. The more you obtain, the more you have to manage. Mm-hmm. But I love being out with the people and being in the classrooms and listening to the stories and they enrich your life because we've heard so many stories from young people and as well as adults. And you think you got problems. Oh, when you find out, oh my God. Mm-hmm. Oh my God. Mm-hmm. We all just need to talk and share. And it helps you to share your stories. You get healed by sharing your stories.
You do.
Because it's stressful obtaining all of that. Garbage is what I'm gonna call it. Get rid of it.
What exactly?
Garbage that's inside. That's holding you back and keeping you from doing what you're doing. I never thought to have a building like what we have and all the people, the impact we've had in the community.
I did.
Wow.
You spoke it into existence.
Well, I know you, as my son, you seen me grind not every other day or once a week. No, you saw me grinding every day, every night. Every night. Mm-hmm. But I love what I do, so it's just,
And they always say when you love what you do, it's not a job.
It's not a job.
You just love what you do.
So
yeah, I can relate. I definitely can relate, man. That's what's up, though. I'm glad to see. I love to see that, especially people that I love, go and flourish with they dreams and all the aspirations, everything like that. I love to see it, man. And I don't let too many people influence me, but I definitely, women of colors definitely is a nice influence. I hope to be on that level one day with my businesses and stuff like that. So, yeah.
You will be.
Yeah, for sure. It's coming. It's coming. I'm putting in the work.
Yeah, you are. You are.
Yeah.
And then we are an example of
for
that.
sure.
So you see what you can do with hard work. It ain't gonna come to you. It ain't gonna. You gotta be able.
Gotta go get it.
You gotta get out your comfort zone.
Yeah.
No comfort. I'm never comfortable.
Can't be.
Yeah, I always tell my kids, I'm like, you should fear comfort. I'm like, 'cause that builds complacency.
Right, it does.
I'm like, and then once you're complacent, you stop growing.
Right.
So,
Right.
Yeah,
You're
to
right.
me, complacency is like on the verge of death because you're not.
Right.
You're just idle at that point.
That's deep.
Wow.
That's what you tell your kids. I bet they look at you like, man, I just wanted some candy, man. Like,
I didn't want to hear all that.
So I with that said, I want to know. Can I ask you all the questions?
yeah.
Okay, let's.
I like
let's
being
reverse
interviewed.
this. Let's
Oh
reverse
man, flipping the script on us.
So I want to know what your purpose is in life.
I'll
Do
let
you
go
know
first.
your purpose?
No man, you go ahead, man.
Oh, my purpose.
You
I
was
feel
the
like
answer first.
What's your purpose?
I feel like my purpose in life, like even though I'm still figuring it out, I feel like my main purpose in life is like to touch people with my voice, with the way that I think, with my music, just the whole. It's my purpose in life is to touch people with my music mainly. I ain't gonna lie, with entertainment. That's my main purpose.
You know what? When you're a radio personality, music heals.
Yeah.
Music
Yeah.
can heal the soul.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
There's a song for every situation.
It's
out
definitely
there.
a song for
Right.
every
Everyone.
situation.
Mentor him, Vicki. Mentor him.
No, she not saying nothing wrong, for
I
sure.
know she not.
For sure. But this is what people gotta realize. I grew up like all my influences, even the people that raised me, like they was older. So I know a lot. And even though I might be a little hard headed when I was growing up and coming up, but
A
you know.
little, that's putting it mildly.
Called you a baby.
I definitely I know the formula and I know what it takes, and it takes hard work and dedication, and it's gonna be like you said, you gotta be out your comfort zone and all that stuff. So it's times where I do feel like I'm comfortable, but hey, life got a funny way of showing you that, you need to get up out that comfort zone and do your thing, Yeah, but to answer your question, my purpose is, I feel like my purpose is entertainment. Like that's my God-given purpose.
And I believe you, because as a little boy, I can remember you. That's all you talked about. That's all you wanted. And I remember Jawan gave you a keyboard.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow.
Couldn't get me off of it.
No, we would just sit in the back and just make beats for hours.
Right.
I'd be on the piano and then he'd be making some drum beats.
Right.
Man.
We had a whole studio.
Man, for real. That was crazy. Crazy. You remember that.
Right. And your mom was trying to put you on another path, but you
Yeah, she-
always
yeah.
veered
Always
back
went
to,
back to-
Yeah.
music.
Yeah.
And I'm like, ain't nothing, he can do it. I never deterred
No,
you
for
from-
sure. For sure. You never told me that.
Right.
Don't stop.
Right.
Mom though, yeah, she was like,
Right.
nah, you need to do something else.
But I was I was just trying to let you know it's hard work. It ain't gonna come to you. You gotta go for it, and you did, and you're going for it. So I'm proud of you. I just want you to know that.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
And what's your purpose?
What's your purpose?
Man, so my purpose, I feel like my purpose has been evolving as I grow, but right now I feel like my biggest purpose in life is to give back. Just as far as, not like financial or anything, but like give back.
Got it.
I got kids, man, and I got to make sure that they understand what it's like to be a man. So my purpose in life is to make sure I carry myself as a respectable man, a smart man, and show them how to navigate and, move accordingly, because I feel like
That's wonderful.
now I feel like we're in the age of what I like to call as toxic masculinity, where a lot of men don't carry themselves like men. And when I say that, I'm like, you see so many guys out here that are still, especially us black men, are sagging pants, and we don't represent ourselves in a way that, pushes us forward. And I want to be that pillar that, like, my purpose is to try to push our narrative forward. So when people see me, they say, oh, that guy's he's got his head on his shoulders, he's educated, he's going places, where I just feel like my purpose is to basically keep pushing our culture and giving back. So
Okay.
I like
that's why I like to go and volunteer or just help out, even with Women of Colors. When I go to the tri-camp and then they see me come in there, and I always try to make sure I'm dressed nice and stuff like that so that they can see, and they see the nice vehicles, and I'm like, you guys can do this. You just have to plan and, stick to your plan. Don't deviate off course, because once you do, this is where you end up at. So
Okay.
and just give them hope. So yeah, if you ask again what's my purpose, it's hope, it's passion, it's motivation, it's to push others. I'm into fitness, so I push others to fitness. And I also like to teach. As you see, I also have a YouTube channel where I teach people on how to do a lot of mechanical
Right.
stuff.
And I never thought you'd
Most
be
men,
teaching.
yeah. Because I'm always working on stuff. So I'm like, since I'm always doing stuff, let me just record this stuff so that people
Which
can
is a good
understand.
idea.
Yeah, and next thing you know, I'm pushing over almost 1 million views on YouTube, just teaching and educating people on how to do simple things, like taking decals off bikes. Like it's crazy stuff, but some people don't know how to do some of the simplest things. So just give back. And I didn't do it to get paid. I just did it because it was my passion.
It's so crazy hearing you just flourish at what you trying to do, because growing up, boy,
It was another.
man.
Yeah. And that's why I said in the beginning, like, my purpose has evolved, because if you would have asked me my purpose 10 years ago, it would have been, hey, I'm just trying to get this money. Like,
Right.
But,
Exactly.
But I got the money, so now my purpose like, so what comes after the money?
Well, you got some. I want some.
No.
Man, what? Lil Cub needs some money.
I'm saying once you always gotta like once you get the money, what comes after the money? That's when you get into philanthropy and you want to give back. That's what like most, I guess, billionaires and millionaires do. I'm nowhere near that. Let me just classify that. But once you get to that level, I do plan to get to higher levels as far as financial, but you need to be in like the philanthropy spirit where you give back. It don't got to be much, but just it doesn't even have to be monetary. You don't have to give cash. You can give knowledge.
That's
so
right.
like there's always something that you can give to somebody. It just
Okay. So one last question. So what's your purpose for what you got to say? If I'm saying it right, because y'all always
What you gotta say?
What you gotta say?
It's gotta.
It's
gotta move.
Yeah, say it like you at the picnic,
Exactly.
the
What you
family
gotta
picnic,
say?
What you gotta say?
What you gotta say?
and somebody just in your face. What you
Right.
gotta say?
Because you know how you be
Right,
somebody
right.
sitting there staring
I
at
always
you like
have
they got
something
something
to
they want to
say.
say,
I always
and you just
have
gonna go, what you gotta say? Just get it off your chest.
Yeah, get it off your chest. What you gotta
Right.
say?
That's the purpose of what you gotta say podcast. Come on here, get it
Exactly.
off your chest,
Yeah.
and then let's talk about it. Whether
Talk
it's
about it.
stuff that's going on in the community, stuff that's
So what I gotta say before we go, before we
I told you
close,
she was gonna do it. What you gotta say?
Go ahead.
is we need more people to get involved. It ain't never enough people to get involved. And if you truly put your heart into it, you gonna get something out of it. You think you giving to help somebody, but you really gonna be helping yourself. So that's what I gotta say.
Hey, and it's just like that.
What you gotta say, Vicki?
Yeah, what you gotta
What
say?
you got to say?
Well, I agree. We always need more people to help out. We need people to get involved. I think people hold back instead of getting involved in things. They talk about, I want to be a part of this and a part of that, but then they don't show up.
100%.
We need you to show up.
Yep.
That's what you need to do. Show up.
And I think that's the biggest issue that faces, I guess, our culture in general, where we have all these ideas, but we don't have all the, applications. Like
Right.
we talk a lot about what we're gonna do.
Right.
If we did half what we talked about,
Oh, absolutely.
man, ain't no
You'll
telling
be
where.
great.
And I'm gonna throw this out there to piggyback off of you. A lot of people, especially in our culture, a lot of people think that we don't have the resources, but we definitely got the
do.
resources.
Yeah.
We definitely got the
Right,
resources.
the resources are there.
Yeah.
But take advantage of those
Yeah.
resources.
Yeah.
And I ain't talking about just with women, because it could be with any
Yeah.
organization.
Yeah, for
that's
sure.
Trying to do
Absolutely.
something. It don't matter.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
your neighbor, just help your neighbor. You see
Absolutely.
he or she by herself, or elderly and need help taking out the trash. Every little bit help.
Something.
Every little bit help.
Yeah. Yeah, man. So we definitely appreciate y'all for being the first guest on the
First
What
guest.
You Gotta Say
We gotta have our sponsors as
podcast.
first guest because this is without y'all there'd be no what you gotta say. So
Yeah,
we
yeah.
definitely appreciate y'all for letting us bring our ideas into applications because we've been talking about it. So now we
Right.
decided let's walk the walk and
And this is an example of women of colors not being in a box. Women hosting. We
Yep.
have you two young men.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
so we're really excited about what you got to say.
We are, because we feel like you can bring in that younger audience as well.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
You're showing them what they could also do if they put their mind and
That's
their heart
right.
into it.
That's
so
right.
that's the biggest thing.
Absolutely.
And then I got a question for y'all. One of the last questions, I guess. Where do you see women of color going, years from now?
That's
what's the
definitely a
idea?
question I
What's the
forgot to
goal?
ask.
I see us reaching people worldwide.
Okay.
Sky is the limit.
So you're trying to go
The sky is the limit.
trying to branch out of Saginaw.
Yes.
Oh,
Okay.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
So is that like
Absolutely.
starting another charter somewhere else?
Possibly. We've had
Okay.
individuals from other states that want to know more about
Well, y'all hear
the
it.
colors. They've been asking, but it's just,
It's a lot of work.
it's
and
a lot
It's a-
of work.
And
They
not
gotta be
only
willing to
just
work.
for the women, we'd love to see a Men of Colors. We'd like to see that
man.
organization
We would
take
love that.
Man,
place.
y'all had one a long time ago.
No, they talked
they
about
talked
Oh, they
about
talked.
it.
Man, we
it. They
did
wanted
that.
us to do the work.
Oh,
but
okay.
They just sneak this somebody. I don't know who they did. She even said talked about it.
Right.
you got to do more than talk.
Hey, yeah,
There's
you're
a
right.
lot of work, as she
You're right.
said.
Yep.
There's a lot of work to it.
Yeah.
So
We willing to help, but
For sure.
they got to do the work.
Well, sky's the limit with what you got to say, and big shout out to Women of Colors. And if you call and hear the voicemail, it's Women of Colors
With an S.
With the next. Yes.
Miss Evelyn McGovern and Miss Vicki Hill.
We appreciate y'all being on our first show, first live. Well, I guess guest show. 'Cause we did a show previously, but yeah, our first guest show. Yeah, we're gonna have to definitely get y'all back on again.
We
Oh
appreciate
yeah, we'll
you
be
too.
back. We're gonna have our own talk show.
Oh, what y'all gonna call it?
We haven't decided.
Put you on the spot.
We working on that. We working on that. We can't have y'all show us up.
Yeah, nah, it's too late.
Yeah, we rolling in the dough, man. Well, again, appreciate y'all for stopping by.
And for those listening, or watching,
What You Gotta Say podcast, even Women of Colors, make sure y'all tap in and like, subscribe, and comment.
yeah, definitely comment down below because that helped the algorithm a lot, especially on YouTube,
Shout out your Instagram.
Instagram, Swint Nation.
One Woo Sound. There we go.